Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. This is one of the best non-divisional rivalries in the NFL. Will this be another epic encounter between these two bitter foes? We'll find out when they take the field. It's the Cowboys going up against the Steelers. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. That's fielded in the end zone. This one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Now Leonard Fournette. Spinning past him. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. 2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Room to run inside the 40. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it. Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
It's complete to Fuller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Again, it's Watson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback? Or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game.
Let's go!
Watson looks to throw again. Flush to his right. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed, and this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. Bailey now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And they'll be led out by Big Ben, their veteran quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. He takes this for 3 to the 29. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
When it comes to Le'Veon Bell, it's not about the numbers. It's about his style. And when we watch him run the football and almost stop time behind the line of scrimmage before he finds the hole he wants to run through, it's a style that's his and unique to him. I'm not sure everyone else can emulate it.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Again, it's Bell. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
Now a first down carry by Bell. Fighting through, and he's got space. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, 2nd-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the 1st.
So when you call a corner blitz, what a lot of teams call a cat blitz, you're expected to come after the quarterback, but in this case, he ran into the ball carrier. Really nice technique, because what you do is you come deep as the deepest offensive player, so he can't get outside of you.
Now Roethlisberger under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Darren Lee. From that outside linebacker spot, he's able to get in there for a loss of 9. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And some room to maneuver. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach or offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still second down.
Watch left. Tight end to left. Hey,
After the penalty, it's Bell. He'll be dropped at the 30. The first broken tackle couldn't bust him free. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. Davis Webb, a first-quarter touchdown pass in that one. And out now come the Cowboys. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And that's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Play clock winding down. He can run for it, and he will. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Let's go!
They are going for it. Here's Watson. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. They'll get 16 yards there, and it'll be a Dallas first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Fresh set of downs here.
Let's go!
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. A big hit. Knocked down sideways, right near the 39. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
To throw is Watson. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Come on, let's go!
Watson on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the...
It's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
And it is now 21-0. Bailey now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And the pressure gets to him again.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, the tight end Rodgers. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 30 yards there. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball. Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Darren Lee in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's Jordan Berry now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, now he bowls him over. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB.
Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Watson on third down. And that's caught by Beasley. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team will be featured prominently in those highlights.
Might be a little biased. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Here we go. What?
Throwing again is Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Ross. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. T.J. Watt coming in from that outside linebacker spot. He gets him down for a loss of 5. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Going to need something special here on third and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Here we go. What?
Now Watson escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Meanwhile, over in Cincinnati, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going. On there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Steelers are not moving the ball through the air for a second straight week. The Cowboys' defense will hope they can force that trend to continue in the second half. All right, let's get it going. Here's the first half highlights. Midway through the first quarter, Watson's going to look for a gap, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. Third down at the 47. Here the defense will come up with the pick. Peterson's going to run it back for the TD. As they move out in front, 14-0. Now first and 10. Quick pass and completion is made here, and he'll be tackled at the 6-yard line. Same drive. He'll head outside to the right on the run, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown. The Cowboys lead balloons to 21. Midway through the second quarter, Watson's got the completion from the gun, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 48-yard line. Cowboys as though would settle for just a field goal. So that'll bring our halftime report to a close. We'll go back now to Heinz Field for the start of the third quarter.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Complete left side, the tight end Rodgers. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Now here's Ross. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Here's Watson now on second down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
He made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Let's go. What?
Fournette, a first down carry. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Not an ideal spot to be on first down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in second and manageable.
Second down following the run. A give to the fullback on the dive. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, partner, but on second and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
Here we go.
They'll toss it to Fournette. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
Come on, let's go. Flex round. Here we go. Brand 38.
Watson just beating the play clock. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Let's go.
Fournette on the counter. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And the Cowboys will call on Dan Bailey here. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Strong left. Strong left. Strong left.
They'll go again with Bell. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
False start, offense.
And that'll set him back 5.
Still 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And the Steelers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Roethlisberger. Uncorks one for Davis. Fighting. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Come on, let's go. White 90. White 90. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And now a first down following that long gain.
Come on, let's go. Man 38. Flex round. Flex round. Tight dog. Flex round. Flex round.
The pitch to Fournette. And he's got some space here. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And down inside the 15 he goes. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Here we go.
A handoff, Fournette running left. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll try the air now with Watson rolling to his left. Able to push his way through. He may try and run for this. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Come on, let's go. 190.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. And the Cowboys will call on Dan Bailey here. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. But I think the ball's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Roethlisberger will throw. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
The Steelers on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, it's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to do is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
This is Fournette. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give him 16 on the pickup. And that leads to a Dallas first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Here's a give to Fournette. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Let's go.
Again, it's Fournette. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Watson now on third down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Here's Roethlisberger. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown. Complete. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dump off. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A Steeler first down, Roethlisberger to Bryant.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your number 1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late. No zero. You're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Now that shaves a bit off the lead. It's now a 23-point game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now Cohen, and he'll go down at the 28. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Again, it's Cohen. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Throwing now, Watson. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 14 down to the 14.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. 30. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks,
pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 19. One last shot for Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Cowboys, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.